I think I finally figured this thing out. Wow. February is opposite August. Text to Trump, 88022. You got Groundhog Day, and it's opposite what? August 2nd. 88022. I told you that my divorce was exactly half a year after I told her I wanted a divorce. On 802. Text to Trump, 88022. Got the 802 in the middle, got the 22 at the end for Groundhog Day, the divorce date. So both dates were in there. 88022. I was her 88. I've shown you that 27,000 times. I was her 88, two different ways. Joke's on me, isn't it? It's always on me. Because what do we represent here? The only entity on earth that we see right now that tells the truth to the extent that we tell the truth. We don't know everything. Don't know everything in the Bible, but we tell the truth of God's word more than anybody we can find on this earth. That's a pretty big bullseye, isn't it? 88022. Laughing, Candyman, laughing, holding their sides, laughing. So now we're going to point to August being opposite February again. When did Sirius, the dog star, rise? On the 12th. Phoenix rising from the ashes. The 10th, nothing happened that I know of. Minuscule. The 11th was the full moon. 8/11 was the full moon. And I got flexed on. The next day was my trip down to the 305 in Miami. On the day of the double midpoints, on the day of Sirius, the dog star rising. Nothing happened anywhere on this earth that day except the 85,000 emails between an entity and myself. 17 days later, the entity went about taking their life and subsequently died 2 days after that. That was on the 29th, died on the 31st. What do you not have in February? There's no 29th, like August 29th. There's no 30th, like August 30th. And there's no February 31st, like August 31st. You have March 1st, March 2nd, and then the death day on March 3rd was the day that person officially died. The 29th was the implementation, but the plug was pulled due to the implementation 2 days later. He could go down on the 1st and rise on the 3rd. He can go down on the 3rd and rise on the 5th. But I would tell you the death occurred on the 31st, which transfers over to March. Now think about this. 29th, 30th, 31st. That's March 1st. The death would occur on 3/3. The 62 day of the year. Is that right? What is 3 times God? 21462. 214th verse, 62nd day of the year. If he goes down on March 3rd and rises on the 5th, stepdaughter, who's 138, 88, 86, all of it, she'll be 9/11 and 11/7. I'll be 22, 5, 22. That's the opposite of Eve. That's 5, 2, 2, 5 when you spell it. E, 5th letter. V, 22nd letter. E, 5th letter. 5225. I'll be 22522. I got messed with on the 11th and the 12th. Nothing happened on this earth, and everything was pointing to it. Nobody was talking about it. Now everybody's talking about the 11th and the 12th. Does that mean it's going to happen then? And is my personal event taking place on March 3rd through the 5th? And the Trump event is taking place? Or is nothing going to happen and it'll happen later? It's starting to get very, very weird. Now that and that's what they want. They want it to be weird. God's in charge. Look at the 802. Do you see that he has the 802 right in the middle of his number, starting on March 2nd, March 3rd, March 2nd, March 3rd, March 4th. Going down when stepdaughter is 9/11, 5. Rising when stepdaughter is 9/11, 7, which is rising. Shoot. That means he's going down on a Friday and rising on a Sunday. Now, that was from the justice that took place to me personally 17 days previous. So are they about to mess with me on February 11th, February 12th? I don't know. We'll find out. Whatever the Lord's ordained. And by the way, this Kamala, I was listening to Decoding Cody. This is when it all kicked in. Listen to this Decoding Cody stuff, talking about Kamala Harris. I told our friend today, I was like, Kamala, Biden, all about Trump. Every one of them's about Trump. It doesn't mean anything's going to happen to Biden. All Biden is Robinette, Batman and Robin. They all stand for Trump in different avenues. But they were talking about how Kamala flips over to 213 on 213, whatever. Smoke screens, maybe. But on the 11th, on the eve of the 12th, I turn over to 2250. Mayday turns over to that 138. Doesn't she? Sure does. And Trump's got that 28-6 score by the 16th. I don't know. There's a lot going on now. I'm looking at this and I'm just like, I get it now. This is opposite August. What happened in August stays in February. What happened in Vegas stays now. What happens in August is a mirror in February. Remember? August 2nd, I want a divorce. Guy said, you should probably have it by October, November. No problem. Then she went and got a lawyer. It got prolonged. And the date was set. Hey, it's her birthday, 10/28. The date was then later set to exactly 184 days, but half a year on the calendar. It's 184 in one direction, 181 in the other because of the 3 days that are short in February. I will be looking out for something to happen to me or the earth Just like we were looking on on August 12th and the 11th, because that was the 88 full moon. August 11th, 88. And then the next day, Sirius rose, and it was double midpoints. Nobody else was talking about double midpoints. Not decoding Cody or enter the none of them. And nothing happened. And we were expecting everything to happen. Nothing happened. Because it's going to happen to me, like it did last time on February 10th, 11th, and 12th, or it's going to happen to the earth like it was supposed to happen back then. And maybe nothing will happen to me. Maybe this is all about the world. Maybe the calamity begins on February 11th and 12th, and then Trump's event takes place on March 3rd, and nothing in my world. I'm just like all the rest of y'all. We'll see. But those are that's what you're looking at. I'm telling you now, match it with August. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at the 11th and 12th of February, and you're looking at March 3rd. Well, March 1st, that's the 29th. That's when it all went down. You're looking at March 1st, March 2nd, March 3rd. In my second wife, remember, texted Trump 88022. Guess what March 2nd is? 18022. Instead of 88022, it's 18022. On the eve. Remember how she lined up with the eve? How Eve was all about 2332 times 2096. And you got Candy's, or my second wife's second marriage number to me, the 88. Her first marriage, 87. Her marriage to me out 3 digits. On the eve. Is she on the eve? Is March 2nd the eve of what's going to happen on March 3rd? Trump's going to go down on March 3rd. Rise on the 5th. Is what kicks it off, the 11th and 12th, or is that just one of my events again? Like, we're going to get him. He's not going to get to enjoy calling all these dates and these shots. We'll see. It's all the Lord's will. But that's all we can pray for, is to fulfill the will of the Lord, as well as any of the apostles did. That's it. They weren't kicking and screaming. And he's like, this is your will, Lord. Fully cleanse me. Burn off the last bit of that flesh by the world. All right. Love y'all. We got this thing figured out. We got it. Done.